can't stay on. I mean, people are literally probably dying.
That list of Democratic lawmakers boycotting the inauguration continues to grow, with more than 40 lawmakers saying they will skip the historic event.
Shame on them. They're weakening the institutional process here.
I've never seen the pre-inauguration atmosphere in terms of the poison to equal what we're seeing here.
The FBI announced it has arrested the wife of Omar Mateen.
They will probably accuse her of having been involved in a plot to kill. If the government charges conspiracy, she's facing life in prison.
Gene Cernan, the last man to walk on the moon, is dead.
There is a creator of this universe, because I saw a small part of that creation, and it's just too beautiful to have happened by accident.
No, this is not a dinosaur, and it's not fake. It's a massive alligator, at least 12 feet long. Without proof, who would believe this?
See you later, alligator.
Wow, it's the first time I've actually appeared in the open. It's very exciting for me. It was the alligator story, guys.
Baby.
At the top of each hour, we have a 1-minute composite of what is going on in the world, and that was part of it.
I love it. I think it's great, because if you're just waking up...
Let them go wherever they want to.
I think his name is Fred. We're going to call him Fred.
Right. Why not?
He's a beast.
All right.
All right, days before President-elect Donald Trump is sworn in, more Democrats are jumping on the boycott bandwagon.
Yeah. Al Sharpton, now the latest Democrat to take a swing at the process that elected Mr. Trump, saying he is not a legitimate president.
And I get up every day and I just wonder, what would Al Sharpton do? And I try to do the exact same thing. Griff Jenkins is live at our nation's capital and talking about this feud and what's making it boil over. Hey, Griff.
Hey, good morning, guys. That's right. In just a few days, President-elect Donald Trump will be sworn in as the 45th President of the United States. And the list of Democratic lawmakers boycotting the inauguration continues to grow, with 42 lawmakers at our last count saying that they will skip the historic event. Now, we're talking about roughly 22% of the Democrat members of the House. The list includes former civil rights leader John Lewis, along with dozens of minorities and women who oppose Mr. Trump. And Reverend Al Sharpton suggests he knows why.
People are fired up, feeling their voting rights, feeling that the Affordable Care Act, feeling that reform in criminal justice is going away.
And Sharpton didn't stop there, adding his voice to those challenging the legitimacy of Trump's election, saying this.
I think that there's no question that the process that elected him was not legitimate. When you look at the now evidence from the intelligence agencies that there was the influence from the Russians, clearly the process has serious questions about it.
But despite the growing list of boycotters, Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway says she hopes they'll reconsider.
We hope that these Democratic members of Congress reconsider. They are certainly welcome to the inauguration. Governor Pence of Indiana, who is the only Republican governor to go, he went to President Obama's inauguration. Maybe he was previewing the platform for himself 4 years later, but he went to show respect.
And we are keeping a close eye, guys, on Trump's Twitter account to see if there is a response today. I don't know for sure, but I suspect there might be. Brian, Stephen Ainsley?
Yeah, you know what's the basis of all this? Thanks, Griff. Is the Democrats are getting panicky that the African-American vote might actually start going to the right. Because I think that Donald Trump's got a plan to revitalize the urban community. And if that happens, it is game on for every election from here on in, from the biggest to the smallest.
Also, it started with John Lewis, the congressman from Georgia. He also boycotted George W. Bush's inauguration because he said he wasn't legitimate as well. Sound familiar? All right,
yes,
Stuart Varney joins us. Stuart, we famously remember now President, soon-to-be President Trump, saying, we're going to win so many things, people are going to get sick of us winning. Now we've got GM and Hyundai, and they're pumping billions of dollars into the American economy in an extraordinary fashion.
They are responding to the pressure from Mr. Trump, and actually it goes further than just GM and Hyundai. Got this just coming in. Bayer, that's the German drug company.
We call it Bayer aspirin.
All right, Bayer aspirin.
Have it chewable.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. I got to remember that one. They're going to invest billions of dollars in the United States if they're allowed to take over America's Monsanto.
Oh,
they are, yes.
So they're negotiating.
They are negotiating.
I see.
As you reported, General Motors is going to put $1 billion extra into American factories to create 1,000 jobs, again responding to pressure from Mr. Trump. Hyundai, is the South Koreans, they are going to boost their investment in America by 50%, all the way up to $3 billion over the next 5 years.
Right.
They are responding to the pressure from Mr. Trump. He is using the carrot and stick. Do this, come on my side, and you'll be okay. If you don't, they'll hit you with a stick.
Well, one car company that's not going along so far is BMW, because some German came out yesterday and said it was all about BMW might move a factory to Mexico to build cars for America.
Right.
Some German official said, if America doesn't like it, build better cars.
Oh, nasty stuff. And they say they will continue to plan to build that plant in Mexico, to build cars in Mexico. So they're pushing back. They've not caved to pressure from Mr. Trump. They've pushed back.
A lot of people like his plan to tax car companies 35% if they make cars elsewhere and they sell them here in America. But companies like BMW, they produce 65% of their cars here in the U.S. A factory in Greer, South Carolina, where they make the X5s and some others as well. And they're saying that's not fair because we produce the majority of our cars here in America. You're going to tax us an additional 35%?
Look, 35% tax on a car coming into the country is a very